Moi, mun nimi on Pasi Sorinen ja tervetuloa mun kanssa matkalle Lontooseen BETT 2024 opetusteknologiatapahtumaan messuille. Katsotaan mitä täältä löytyy. Nyt ollaan vielä Helsingissä. Ei kun menoksi. Mitä mä odotan näiltä messuilta? No, varmasti tapaa paljon ystäviä, yhteistyökumppaneita, hankkii lisää sellaisia yhteyksiä, verkostoitumista, ihan kauhean sana, mutta totta. Ja sitten saa paljon uusia ideoita, näkemyksiä, näkee mitä on tulossa seuraavaksi, mikä on niin kuin pinnalla ja sellaista. Ehkä jotain pieniä ohjelmistokoulutusjuttuja tulee napattua, keksittyä, miten niitä voisi pedagogisesti soveltaa. Kenties suunniteltua jotain hankintoja. Tekoäly tulee varmaan olemaan niin kuin se keskeinen juttu täällä. Mä luulen, ennustan, että se on tänäkin vuonna kaikkein eniten niin kuin kärjessä asioista. No niin. Tässä saavutaan Exceliin, eli BETT-messujen järjestämispaikkaan. Lontoon Excel on konferenssikeskus, messukeskus Thamesjoen rannalla Docklandsin alueella. Tämä on yksi Yhdistyneen kuningaskunnan johtavista näyttely- ja kongressikeskuksista. Täällä on aika laajat tilat, taitaa olla yli 100 000 neliöä. Ja moderni infrastruktuuri, jolla tämmöinen voidaan vetää läpi. Tämä BETT-messujen historia UK:ssa on lähtenyt ensin UK:n omista tarpeista ja sen jälkeen siitä on tullut tämmöinen kansainvälinen areena koulutuksen ja teknologian risteyskohtana. Ja nyt tullaankin areenalle.
We're working closely with many countries to share best practice when it comes to bringing AI and education closer together. One example is Estonia. They're introducing a model whereby teachers set the strategies, students set their preferences, and AI will do the planning and measuring to deliver a bespoke learning path for each student. Alongside them are the brilliant educators, hundreds of whom responded to our recent call for evidence, which told us how generative AI is saving hours of planning time and helping to reduce workloads. AI is becoming part of daily life, and our young people are starting to think about what it means for them and their future. Last month I spoke with students at Clavering and Heathfield community colleges about how they're using technology in the classroom and what AI might mean for their education. They talked to me about how they use tools like ChatGPT to help with their revision and not just to do their homework quickly. They also spoke about the need to use the technology safely. I left feeling reassured that our young people are willing to embrace the changes that AI will make to the classroom, but they're also aware of the challenges it might bring. I also want to reassure those of you who think that AI or any other technology is somehow going to replace our brilliant teachers. It is not. No technology can replace them.
Wow, nice crowd. How are you doing? Everyone all right? Woo! Okay. Woo! Woo! Okay, so nice to be here at this event. I'm normally the one being interviewed when I do this type of occasion, and it's my great privilege today to be with someone I admire very much. A rapper many of you will know. He's a genius in his field, Loyal Kana. Can we have a hat? Just because I'm here and I want to do this. In case you don't know, I'm a documentary maker. I make TV shows, I do interviews. I'm also a rap fan, and
a rapper a little bit.
And a rapper. I got a viral hit. Thank you, Loyal. My money doesn't jingle. I'm not going to do it. Calm down. And it always surprises me that people are surprised that I like rap. because it's so intrinsic to kind of how I grew up and the culture that I enjoyed as a young man. Nevertheless, here I am. So one of the privileges of being an interviewer is I get to interview people I admire and rappers. Stormzy I interviewed Ashley Walters. And today, for the first time in human history, I'm interviewing Loyal.
And at the time I was at school a little while ago, there was other factors of how I look, how I dress, how my hair is, that like create some teachers to build a stereotype of who I am and what I'm going to be like. And my ADHD, I guess, didn't help fulfill their negative stereotype of me. And I think for a little while I was not playing up to it intentionally, but was, subconsciously taking in what they were calling me and treating me like and putting me through and responding to that. So yeah, I think I was never like a malicious child, but for sure mischievous. And those two things can get really easily misconstrued if the wrong eyes are looking at you.
You mentioned it as being a bit like a superpower at times. Celebrities with ADHD, this is taken from the internet, so it may be, taken with a pinch of salt, but Justin Timberlake, Solange Knowles, Emma Watson, Jamie Oliver.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I met him once, he's a cool guy.
It kind of makes sense with the cooking, right? Yeah. And and also, I don't know, this is now maybe like a crass generalization, but I've often found with people who are ADHD that there's almost like, I don't know if it's a compensation, but I find them like more outgoing, like actually ebullient, naturally sort of pro-social. Like I enjoy spending time with that energy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And I don't know, I've often wondered, I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, there's a sort of neurodiverse version of hypochondria where you read the symptoms for something like bipolar or borderline personality disorder or autism spectrum disorder. I'm like, I've got that. I just need to see myself in everything.
It's a spectrum though, right?
It's a spectrum, right.
You can find yourself in the spectrum.
I can be in the club, can I?
Well, but I feel like the whole room is in the club in some way, It's not a thing where, what is neurotypical really, everyone has something going on. I think
that's true.
There's obviously varying levels of severity and how you deal with it and how it manifests in your life. But I think of course people have brains. They grow up in a society that is not really meant for what our brains have evolved to. Our brains have evolved, our bodies are us as humans have evolved one way, and society's evolved in a much crazier way. And so I think to expect us to just be able to deal with that without there being any issue across the borders would be wrong.
Yeah. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, his money doesn't jiggle, it definitely folds. Loyal Carno.
Tässä ollaankin sitten jo täällä varsinaisessa BETT-hallissa. Tänne noustiin suoraan tuolta Louis Theron areenalta. Siellä alkoi muita esityksiä. Siellä pyörii koko päivän tietysti esitykset. Mutta nyt sitten ollaan tässä valtavassa messuhallissa, jossa on tietysti monta osastoa. Viisas ihminen olisi tehnyt tänne jonkun suunnitelman. Minä en. Mutta aikaa on kuitenkin sen verran paljon, että kyllä tän ehtii kaiken käydä läpi. Ehkä ensiksi vaan semmoista yleistä kävelyä ja tsekkailua. Ja sitten rupeaa vähän kohdentaa, että mihin menee. Tänään olisi 11, eli noin tunnin kuluttua yksi Microsoftin AI-koulutus, johon yritän osua. Se pitää tietysti löytää. Karttoja on onneksi taskussa ja kaikkialla muuallakin. Ja toki diginäkin. Täällä on suurin piirtein erikseen tämmöinen teknologia, ikään kuin ohjelmistopuoli ja sitten on hardware-puoli. Ja sitten on varmaan vielä monia muitakin puolia. Ja sitten on näitä erilaisia koulutuskohtia ja puhekulmia ja erilaisia paikkoja. Osa täällä aina koskee vaan brittiläistä koulujärjestelmää, sen opetussuunnitelmia ja siihen kehitettyjä asioita. Osa taas koskee ihan maailmanlaajuisesti. Ja niin kuin tuossa alkupuheessa Britannian opetusministeri sanoi ja pyysi, että me kaikki maat otettaisiin tekoälystä koppia sen kehityksestä ja tehtäisiin sen avulla koulutuksesta entistäkin vaikuttavampaa ja parempaa ja samalla koko maailmasta. Tällainen ensivaikutelma on, että tämä on ehkä pikkasen pienempi kuin joskus 4-5 vuotta sitten. Nimittäin muutama tyhjä pilakin löytyy. Saatan olla täydellisen väärässä. Ja tämä on siis vain ensivaikutelma. Ja tässä esimerkiksi taustalla on tämmöinen pieni puhumiskeskustelumesta, jossa on sitten jossain vaiheessa jotain esityksiä. Nämä voi olla joskus erinomaisia nopean tiedon ja oppimisen paikkoja. Toki tavallaan ajattelen, että nämä kaikki tieto löytyy myös internetistä, mikäpä tieto ei löytyisi, mutta nämä on sitten niin kuin valmiiksi pureskeltuna ja sä voit olla vaan kyydissä ja oppia jonkun ohjelmistoon, teknologiaan liittyvän asian. Sitten täällä on tämmöisiä reunoilla tämmöisiä erilaisia loungeja, joissa on aina joku motiivi kenties jonkun firman pitämiä tai sitten joku rehtorilounge, jossa rehtorit tapaa toisiansa ja suukottelee.
So where are you from then?
Finland.
Hey, amazing, come a long way then.
Yeah. This is nice. Yeah. So, mä keinun tässä tämmöisessä pikku keinutuolissa.
Yeah.
That's Finnish language. So what's good about this? Can you tell us?
Yeah, sure. So this is our floor chair.
Yeah.
What it does, it brings comfort to the floor. So you have the posture support for your back. So your lumbar has the support on the floor. So you're not sitting cross-legged and everything's a bit bad really. You can lean back. You can work on your laptop here. It brings everyone down to the same eye level. So kids and adults, same eye height. They're all sort of the same levels really. And it just brings the engagement up. And it's great for special educational needs. Because a lot of kids who have special educational needs, they like to feel connected to the ground. And this enables that for them. So yeah, it's a good product. This is our what we call our floor chair, the N-Bob floor chair.
You can't really hurt yourself there?
You can fall over if you want, but there's a notch in the back here. So as you're leaning back, it says basically to stop.
Yes.
And it gives you the angles you need for your legs.
Yeah.
So you can work comfortably. You can go further back and be more confident.
Yeah.
Work on a laptop, and it's very comfortable.
And what I like about this is that you can pile them up and easily arrange
So
any
these
way.
can be easily arranged. They can be nested up to about 4 high, just into each other like that. And it's got an easy handhold, so you can move away with it.
Exactly, yeah. How many you can pile up?
About 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay.
do them in about 16 different colours.
Yeah.
It's just got this weighted base at the bottom, which
All right.
provides
Yeah.
stops it from leaning backwards. Once on the ground.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
If I ordered them to Finland, what would you think that I would pay for them?
Oh, what's the conversion at the moment?
Yeah,
Maybe-
about €9 for a pound.
Maybe around about €35, something like that, I think.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. There'll be shipping as well, probably.
Yeah, of course.
But they ship very well because they're very small. Just in a
Yeah.
box. So, yeah. But if you
Yeah.
want, we'll take our cards.
I will.
Get in touch. And I'm sure we can work some out for you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Siinä se on. Moi kaveri. Aika kiva kaveri. Tämmönen koira kouluun. Ei allergisoi ketään. Sitten tässä on jokaisen opettajan unelma, eli valmiiksi tehtyjä oppitunteja. No vielä en ole tavannut semmoista tämmöistä, joka oikeastaan soveltuisi A Suomeen ja B sitten olisi niin hyvä, että se ei tuntuisi rajoittavalta. Mutta mahdollistahan sen on pakko olla. Tavallaan kaikki digikirjat ja muut niin on sitten kuitenkin tämmöisiä. Ja eri kustantien tekemät digitaaliset ympäristöt. Totta. Tuosta robottikoirasta tuli mieleen se, että aikaisempina vuosina niin täällä on ollut isoin juttu nämä nimenomaan erilaiset robotit ja niiden ohjelmoinnit. Eli ohjelmointihan on aina tietyllä tavalla aika lailla samantyyppistä. Ja sitten on vaan kyse siitä, että mikä variaatio siitä ohjelmoinnista otetaan ja sitten, että kuinka tai millä robotilla sitä oikein tehdään. Ja ne robotit voi olla sitten jotain Lego-robotteja tai jotain autorobotteja tai meilläkin on koulussa monta, joku sanoi sitten liian monta erilaista robottia, joiden ohjelmointi on kuitenkin loppujen lopuksi samaa. Tässä pakko sanoa kanssa, että jos täällä BETTissä aikoo riehua 2-3 päivää, niin kannattaa aina välillä istua. Kannattaa välillä todellakin juoda. Ja sitten kannattaa tietysti syödäkin joskus, jos sellaista harrastaa. Korea E-Tech. Tässä on hieno klassinen Pac-Man-tyyppinen standi. Heti vetää puoleensa tämmöistä 70-luvun lasta. Vanha kunnon, uusi kunnon meta. Mitä asiaa on metalla meille? Katsotaan. Meta, hienosti valaistu, avara, vähän tämmönen pohjoismaisen tyyppinen valkoista ja vaaleita puuta, pintoja. Meta for Education. Muuta oppilaidesi oppiminen immersiivisellä teknologialla. Okei, eli VR-hommaa. VR oli kanssa jo joskus sanotaan 5 vuotta sitten iso homma täällä BETTissä. Tuli VR-laseja, niitä jaettiin ilmaiseksi ja kokeiltiin erilaisia VR-ohjelmistoja. Ja jotenkin se ei ainakaan Suomen koulujärjestelmässä ole onnistunut lyömään itseään superisti läpi. En tiedä miksi. No, paitsi tiedän. Ja tässä on sitten Metaan tämmöinen Zoe-kokeiluympäristö, jossa tulee siis käteen kumpaankin käteen nuo ikään kuin joystickit, jotka tunnistaa liikkeen ja sitten tulee vielä nuo VR-lasit päähän. En ole tätä metaversiota kokeillut. Joskus 5 vuotta sitten on Microsoftin vastaavaa kokeillut. Ja olihan se tietysti hieno kokemus. Mahtava oli mennä vaikka Google Mapissa ympäri maailmaa ja hyppiä talojen katolla ja niin edespäin. Voisin kuvitella, että tämä on pikkasen kehittyneempi versio. No niin, sitten ollaankin etsimässä Microsoftin Tech User Labia. Ja tämän pitäisi olla 3. kerroksessa, 3. levelillä. Ja täältä sitten löytyy nämä erilaiset koulutushässäkät tällä kertaa. Nyt vähän jännittää, että onko mun ilmoittautunut mennyt läpi. Täällä. Noniin. Täällä on sitten tietysti Google, Apple, Microsoft ja kaikkea muuta. Tässä se olisi Learn Live Classroom. I'm booked, yes. Amazing. Still standing?
Still standing. So
Okay,
sorry.
thanks.
This is a workshop. It's a Learn Live lab. We have some answers, but we're here to learn together, work together, hear some of your ideas, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And-
but if anybody is colorblind, right, have different kinds of colorblindness, here's where you can actually change the colors of the entire computer, the entire operating system to help support that. My brother-in-law is colorblind. He's an ER doctor. But it's okay. The liquid stays inside the body, you're alive. The liquid is outside the body, you're dead. So it doesn't matter. So I grabbed his computer. I said, how many colors do you see on this wheel? He's like, oh, like 6. There's more than 6 there. I go, okay, well, what about this one? He goes, oh, I see a few more. And he's not blue yellow, but we did that one. He's like, no, it's that one. I said, great, this is now how your computer is set. He's like, I didn't know you could do that. Color blindness runs in the family. We found paintings from his grandfather where the colors are weird. But we're like, I bet it looked right to him because he was colorblind. So it's a really interesting piece to see. So color filters are another cool thing to have on there, as well as having a narrator built in, being able to access the computer regardless of your narrator. So any questions on the vision pieces? No, please play around with those. A couple ones for audio. We talked about captions. We talked about some of those things. But I do want to touch on one or two in mobility, one being eye control. Now, eye control is here in Windows 11. Windows 10, it was a beta. I had students who needed some kind of eye gaze tool on their computer. It was an older computer, had all these nodes and things to put on their face. It was not an enjoyable experience. And so we spent more time trying to get their anxiety down, get them willing to use the eye gaze as opposed to learning through controlling the computer. So giving the students some dignity, helping them get to a place where they're ready to learn, having many of these tools built in, much more appealing. Now, I know that Dynavox makes an eye tracker. I'm sure others do, but I know Dynavox makes one that's just like $100, not pounds, so it's cheaper, but like $100, you plug it in there, and you're controlling the computer with your eyes. You're using the eye gaze, and it's really quick and it's simple. It sticks to the bottom, the top, all of those things, and you can control the computer with your eyes. And one last thing, I'll go before we get back to the presentation.
All right.
Dictation, voice control. Dictation, voice control. Speech to text, I can type anywhere, and that's built into the operating system. If you can put a cursor and type with the keyboard, you can do Windows H, and you have operating system-wide dictation that you can do on the computer. So if the app doesn't have dictation, Windows 11, Windows 10, the operating system does. Voice control, I'm going to control the computer with my voice. I have some other mobility, this, that, or the other. I need to use my voice to control it. Voice control, dictation. Just want to make sure those things are called out. Type with my voice, control the computer with my voice.
Mm-hmm. Dictation is my favorite. Because most students, even if they are able students, it really empowers them to increase their writing. So if you haven't checked that out, we can definitely do that.
Who's worked with a student who struggled with writing initially? Yes. My son, who was 14, when he was younger, didn't like writing. Usually when you start out, the idea is in your head faster than you have the skills to get it out. Use dictation, use immersive reader to read it back. I just showed him where the buttons were. His stress level went down, his complaining about writing went down, and he got over that initial hump. Now there's no issues around writing. And if he needs it, he uses it. So getting over that initial hump, I don't like writing, it's too hard. Giving them time to build the skills, they can fit those needs and those accessibility needs on their own. I said they understand how it's great for starting, for searching, and looking up information about how to leverage it. One of the gentlemen behind you also had his hand up.
It's using to create some questions or formatted quizzes based on articles and web pages. You can just copy and paste a link.
No niin, täältä löytyy Aleksi. Hauska tavata pitkästä aikaa.
Hauska nähdä taas.
Mikä on BETissä ollut mielenkiintoista, että tähän mennessä? Nyt on ehkä 3 tuntia ollut BETti olemassa.
No joo, ja olikin kiva olla hyvissä ajoin täällä, että Microsoftilla oli ihan kiva alustus tuossa noin heti kun ovet aukesi, niin ne kertoo vähän tästä tekoälyhommasta ja että mitä se tarkoittaa sillä työelämään ja koulumaailmaan sillä että mitä taitoja meidän ikään kuin pitäisi antaa näille meidän nuorille. Et siinä oli niin kuin järkevää sisältöä heti, että lähti niin kuin oikealle raiteelle tämä niin kuin, tämän niin kuin opetuskäyttö. Että mitä se mahdollistaa sitten niin kuin koulun arjessa.
Monettako kertaa olet BETissä?
No enpä osaa laskea niin pitkälle. No olisiko tämä 4. kerta nyt, että kyllä täältä aina jää käteen jotain. Tämä on kyllä tosi hyvä tapahtuma.
Mikä tänä vuonna kiinnostaa eniten?
No nyt tätä AI-hypeä on ollut aika paljon ja musta tuntuu, että se on vähän ylikuumentunutkin. Että kyllä mä ajattelin niitä katsoa. Ja Ihan siis tällaisia perustekniikoita. Minkälaisia näyttöjä kannattaa ostaa. Täällä on ne kaikki. Täällä pääsee testaamaan, juttelemaan myyjien kanssa ja tapaa tietenkin ihmisiä.
Onko sinulle tärkeää päästä niin kokeilemaan hands-on asioita?
On se joo, että sitten kun alkaa miettiä, että nostaa 10 huonoa telkkaria, niin siinä BETT-matka onkin aika halpa, jos välttyy sellaiselta huonolta investoinnilta. Ja sitten kun niitä pääsee ihan räpelöimään ja tälleen ja näkemään ja juttelemaan niiden asiantuntijoiden kanssa, niin sit ikään kuin tulee sit uutta näkemystä ja tällaista osaamista.
To talk about AI in education, unlocking new possibilities in Microsoft code. My name is Joe Brazier. I work with the worldwide team at Microsoft, focused on primary and secondary education. Former special educator, so I'll also do a session around accessibility and also thinking of Copilot and many other things. And I'm here with my good friend, as you can tell from the friendly talk, the rancher, Becky King.
Hi everyone, I'm an educator, author, and speaker. I live in the United States and I have been working in education for about 25 years and also with AI with Microsoft in partnership for about the last year. So it's really exciting to be able to share some of the new experiences with you today.
This is a workshop. This is a kind of a live workshop. Tell me what's on here. Being able to grab text from an image.
Give me the reading level.
The reading level.
Word has been able to do that for a long time.
Okay. So let's go to what is generative AI. We've been talking about AI, artificial intelligence, but what is generative AI, right? So it's taking all the things that it knows, taking what's been created, putting some context and thinking around it, probably not using the right words, but doing something around it, and generating something new. So it's not what is the population in, that's a bad example, but asking a question and getting a no answer is one thing. And it's like, create an email for this situation that I have with this parent.
We're going to get into it.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
And it will take what you're giving it and create something very new. There are limitations, there are issues to it. And so what we're going to do is help you come up with some good guides to help you grow your skills in it. Microsoft is there to review your data. It's too much work. Nobody wants it. So you can search and do the things you need to do, and prompts are not safe. In this specific Microsoft Copilot that you're going to interact with, your prompts are not safe. Some people are like, I want my prompt safe. That's a different product. We can go over that. We won't be able to in this session. We'll talk to us afterwards.
Saved in your session, but not later.
Mm-hmm. You can have a long conversation. I don't have long conversations, so 30 responses is like 28 too many. I don't have that many that we need. So you've got a lot of opportunities to interact in a session. Once it's gone, it's like Snapchat. If anybody remembers that, when it's gone, you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, yes, and use a polite tone. So one of the things that we talk about in, thank you for that. The prompt didn't change, but the target conversation did. So I used please here. There's a big movement in the generative AI prompting to use polite vocabulary. Please, thank you, I appreciate you. Because guess what? We're training the model, right? Now, we just talked about Copilot for Schools is not capturing your data and training a model. So in this instance, it's not totally exactly what we mean. But in the wider realm of generative AI, when you're asking for things in a polite tone, you're actually teaching large language models to do that in response. It's pretty cool.
I will like, sometimes those large language models are our kids. And so my own kids are used to telling smart speakers to do this, do that, and then they turn and ask me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what? So it was like, why don't you try that again? I hear you. That's a lot.
I understand a lot of thinking, honestly, as they're realizing.
Yeah, if you have thoughts or questions, please feel free to let us know.
Okay, so I'm watching the room, I'm seeing some of the typing start to stop.
And then notice below I also have these motion effects that I can add as well. So if I wanted to have that astronaut rotating, maybe I wanted it to flicker or wiggle, I can have it do that as well. And once I've made those selections, all I do is click done at the bottom, and that animation has taken effect. So now, when I go to play, that astronaut is now going to be animated and move across my page. So imagine how fun this is for kids, right? You have them do research, you bring them into the design editor, create a video. Now they can also make their graphics come to life and move across the screen. You can also have them animate their own drawings. So they can go in and use the draw tool in Canva, and they can animate the drawings that they create. So let's say I have them, let's make a star here. I can have them create a star, and now they can animate that star as well. So it's fun for kids because they can really use their creativity to create these very engaging, exciting videos that showcase their learning and demonstrate what they know. So I find that students absolutely love video creation. They absolutely love using creative animation. So I hope you have fun with this feature.
No nyt on syöty, juotu kahvia, tai itse asiassa teetä, jos ihan rehellinen on, ja käyty Microsoftin toisessa Tech Labissa. Tulin tänne Canvan pisteelle ja olisi tarkoitus katsoa Canvan esitys ainakin osittain läpi. Jos nyt oikein on tajunnut, niin Canva on oikeastaan vaihtoehto sille aikaisemmin katsotulle Adobe Expressille. Ja ehkä vielä Microsoftin upouus Microsoft Designer on sitten kolmas vaihtoehto, jolla voi tehdä kutakuinkin samaa asiaa. Eli esityksiä, jos on tekstiä, animoitua kuvaa, liikettä, videota, kaikkea näitä sekaisin yhdessä hienolla tavalla ja suhteellisen vaivattomasti. Ja kaikki nämä käyttää myös tekoälyä hyväkseen. En tiedä mikä näistä kolmesta on paras. Jos sulla on mielipide, niin kerro ihmeessä. Olisi hauska tietää, mitä eroja nämä on. Tolleen lähtökohtaisesti epäilen, että jos on Microsoft-systeemissä sisällä, niin olisi helpointa ainakin käyttää sitä.
And I'm also the author of Take the Leap, Ignite a Culture of Innovation, which is all about how you can transform learning experiences by deepening engagement and empowering learning. I partnered with Canva because Canva really is the ultimate tool to do just that. Today in this session, we're going to be diving into everything you see on the agenda. If you have questions, feel free to raise your hand and ask questions at any time. For anybody who is newer, or even if you've used Canva for a while, we do want you to know that Canva for Education is an all-in-one visual communications platform where you and students can be able to share your thinking. You'll have access to templates that you can remix and customize however you'd like, but additionally, you can always start from scratch. In fact, especially with young students, I like to take blank templates and have them bring in their own pictures and videos, add text to demonstrate their learning or explain their thinking. So really the possibilities and Education, you do gain access to the complete visual suite of products. What that means here is that you get Canva docs, whiteboards that provide infinite space, presentation templates, social media graphics, print products, and we even have a video editor. And of course, you can even design and publish a website here in Canva. So you have so many possibilities here. Canva for Education launched in 2020, and currently we have 60 million students and teachers using Canva each month. We have 1.5 billion designs created by our education community, and it's currently being used in 190 countries. The bonus of Canva for Education is that it's 100% free, and I'll go into why that is and how we make that happen. There really is no catch. So you might wonder, how can Canva for Education be free? Why would you do such a thing? Well, at Canva, ultimately, our motto is to be a force for good. We really do believe that education is a human right. Because Canva is such an incredible tool, we want to provide access to all educators and students so that they can demonstrate their learning without worrying about a budget. Also, since we have businesses around the world who utilize Canva, it allows us to give it back to education completely for free. Ultimately, our goal is to empower the world to create, communicate, and collaborate within Canva. And one thing we know is true is that the skills our students learn in Canva really transcend the K-12 landscape. So it's amazing that we can work with our students in any capacity, but then on top of that, with Canva, we're also ensuring that we're engaging our students in collaboration and communication and critical thinking. So they're developing all these skill sets here in Canva. So Canva for Education is a little bit different than Canva Pro. A lot of people have had Pro accounts. Some people have signed up for a free educator account where you get Canva for Education, but it is a little bit different. So if we look at Canva Pro, I'm just going to show you the difference and how we can break that down. In Canva Pro, we do have templates, you have your brand kit and comments and sharing, and you can see all that you have available to you. And so the Canva Pro does provide a lot of features. However, when it comes for Canva for Education, it's really built with educators in mind. So you're getting a lot of those same, if not all, the same features, but it's 100% free for everybody in your school system. It's not limited to teachers and students, but it's available to every department in a school system. Within Canva, you also have 80,000 education-specific templates and 3.6 million non-education resources, which is great because students can create anything they imagine for any class they're in, or even a club or activity outside of school. Whenever I've worked with students in person, we always hear students say, can I use this at home? Can I use it to create whatever it is that they want to create at home? And they can. A lot of people will create holiday cards, birthday invitations right here in Canva too. Canva is growing by leaps and bounds. So within Canva, we now have ready-to-teach lessons and resources, and we also have a growing library of future skill sets. And those future skill sets are partnered with NASA, Curiosity Chronicles, the New York Times, and so they're also content that will develop the skill sets in students. I love that in Canva we do have 1.29 million photos, elements, videos, and audio assets. The beauty of that is that you can use those copyright free as long as you're not selling or directly profiting off what you're creating. That means that your students can create in Canva and they don't need to go on the internet searching for something and worrying if there's a copyright. They can use everything here in Canva. Same thing with your school district website or any of the resources you create, you can use the content from Canva. It also connects with your everyday tools. So if you have a learning management system and a way to have a workflow with students, you can have everybody rostered and everything will connect beautifully so that you can share right through your learning management system. New in Canva as of October this past year, we now have embedded accessibility features such as alt text with suggestions. If you look at this picture here, you can click on an image and you can choose to type in whatever you want the alt text to say, but the AI in Canva will also recognize what's on that photo and give you a suggestion. And you can approve it or add on. My favorite is also the automatic translations. I work with several school systems within Sweden, Poland, Netherlands, and so it's great that we have those automatic translations, and we can easily transform any of our resources easily. Or even if I have a student in my class or families that might need something in a different language. And we also have the accessibility checker and automated captions. And that way, anytime your students need the audio, but also you want the captions there, you have that right with a click of a button. Any of the resources that you create in Canva, no matter what product you're in, you can always provide real-time comments, reactions, and live viewing. This comes in handy as a team. We're always using Canva, of course, but when we're in Canva, we're always commenting back and forth on our designs, giving each other feedback, asking questions, but you can do the same with students in the classroom too, so you can view in on the work. If they have a question or you have feedback, you can provide that right in the moment. So some of the features that we have for Canva for Education that you will really love for your school system, it is safe and secure. We do work with every school to sign all privacy agreements. You can also build a consistent brand. You can set the brand colors, have brand templates, and of course your assignment workflows so that everything is seamless. Also within Canva, the benefit of onboarding with Canva as a school system, again, it's free, but you get that universal access via your single sign-on. And that makes it easier for students and educators to easily log in. Also, a lot of us in our schools, we have individual teachers using Canva, but that means then we don't have our privacy in place and we don't have the controls. But when you sign on as a school system, administrators receive the ability to control what students have access to or what they don't, or same thing with teachers. And of course, you also receive dedicated support and training resources at no cost. So we make sure that you're always well equipped and supported throughout the whole process. And Canva really is a place you can design anything, from whiteboards to presentations. You can see here, I mean, anything you imagine, you can create. So even if it doesn't show on the board, you can make it. Canva also now has embedded AI throughout. With that AI, you're also going to find that we have amazing tools at your fingertips, such as Magic Write. And Magic Write is beautiful because you can put in a prompt to create questions or even draft a version of an email, and it's going to automatically create that for you. And of course, as educators, as humans, we want to put our eyes on that and make our own refining to it. But you also have Magic Animate, Magic Switch. This is where you can transform any document. I can take a presentation of geometry and I can turn that into a song. Or I could take an entire presentation and turn it into an email. So maybe I don't want to send my entire staff my whole presentation, but I want the content in an email. I can do that too. Some of them you probably can't see from there, but it's a poem, it's another one, a blog post. So you've got a lot of options in there. And the translate. Some of the things that you can do in Canva in the classroom, if we're looking here in the classroom, you do have timers. Timers are a game changer. A lot of times I would think about teachers using timers, but we actually find that students, they come in handy for students too. Students will set their own timers and be able to learn that time management. And of course, you can start with thousands of resources. But in this case, we do have our brainstorm. So when a student might brainstorm an idea, they can always use one of the whiteboards in Canva. You can see here they're using sticky notes, lines and shapes. And it's wonderful because the minute you have a whiteboard under the Elements tab, if you're familiar with the Elements tab in Canva, you'll have access to all of your whiteboard graphics, sticky notes, and the sticky notes will automatically have text embedded. So you just begin typing students' names around them, So it's really nice. You can see where everybody's working. And of course, you can create flashcards in Canva. I like to gamify these, make it a matching game. And in fact, I wouldn't create these as the teacher. I think a great learning activity is actually to have students create these. It's a great way for them to learn vocabulary, the definitions, and put things together. And so here you can see we also have a complete video in Canva. So students can easily create videos to demonstrate their thinking or be able to tell a story in a video format. I've had students creating in presentations before for research reports, and it's amazing. They'll find that you can automatically take a presentation and turn it to a video with the click of a button. So it's amazing how kids will pick up on that, and they know how to edit a video. It's very simple and intuitive. Also within Canva, within some of the resources, you will find that we have lots of reflection templates. We know the importance of reflecting, but what's nice about this is that kids can add the text, they can even add graphic elements or use a draw tool. But my favorite part is there's an option to do record yourself. And when students record themselves, then they can begin to explain their thinking. And as educators, sometimes we get a better understanding of what our students know if we listen to them. You can also create lots of storybooks in Canva. So you can see this one is printed out, but you can see students are able to easily create their own storybooks right in Canva. They can share it digitally or download and print. Canva is also used to demonstrate learning or capture learning. And so some of the ways that you can do that within Canva, everything from explainer videos to documentary videos, digital notebooks. And here are some real-world examples of students creating in Canva. And it's so fun because once kids get going, the sky is the limit. They are so creative, and you will see the learning come to life. One of my favorites is at the end. They were doing geometric transformations. And that's actually a full video, so they move along the grid there. And Canva can be used across all school systems. So no matter what your role is in a school, you can use Canva. Business cards, lunch menus, parent communication. Even if you want all of your staff to be in a whiteboard to collaborate and interact, you can have that happen too. And these are just a handful of the ideas of what you can create in Canva. Certificates, classroom newsletters, worksheets, lesson plans, comic strips. You've got comic strip templates, even with characters there. Really, it's an amazing resource that you have at your fingertips. And anything really is possible with Canva. I'd love to invite you guys to join our community. We do have a community on X. You can connect with us at Canva.edu. We're always sharing out the amazing work that educators and students are doing. And additionally, we'd like to invite you to join our global Facebook group. This is an amazing group to be a part of because everybody is so collaborative and supportive. People will share ideas and ask questions. So I would highly recommend joining that group. If you love designing in Canva, the good news is we have a creators program where you can earn by sharing. So that's a great way to get involved too. And of course, we always have a lot of dedicated support. My role is to be working as a Canva learning consultant with schools. And so in my role, we're always sharing our resources. This is our teacher website. It takes you to all of our resources. There's a self-paced course and tutorials and all types of resources, even a student course. So if you're looking for student activities or how to get students started, that's where you want to go. And of course, we also have our education hub, so you can always receive PD resources and more. If you are looking to bring Canva to your school system or trust, you can simply scan the QR code, or you can head over to the side where we do have a team that can help you with that process. So we can't wait to see what you and your students create. I thank you guys so much for joining. I'm just going to welcome any questions. Are there questions about anything that we talked about? We're good? All right. Yes. What's that?
Canva-esitys oli aika vakuuttava ja siitä on useampikin opettajaystävä taistellut, että kuinka saisi sen Canvan toimimaan ilmaiseksi koulussa. Täällä sitä nyt mainostetaan ihan hirveästi, että ilmasta on ja helppoa ja kaikkea, niin kyllä tästä asiasta pitää ottaa selvää. Onko olemassa joku, joka on saanut sen koulun ilmaiseksi toimimaan? Ilmeisesti se on vähän hankalaa nimenomaan se vakuuttelu, että mitenkä todistetaan, että nyt on kyseessä koulu ja niin edespäin. En tiedä, mutta aion alkaa yrittämään. No niin, ja sittenhän täältä löytyy tietysti vanha kunnon suosikki, kaikkien opettajien kaveri, eli Kahoot. Ja aika söpön värikäs pistehän näillä on. Täällä on ilmeisesti suomalaistakin opettajaa esittelemässä Kahootia. Olisiko tässä nyt jotain uutta tai jotain, mitä voisi oppia? Jos joku ei tunne Kahootia, niin hypätkää ilmaan nyt. Oppilaathan suurin piirtein iästä välittämättä niin rakastaa Kahootia. Maksullisen Kahootin puolelta kai sitten löytyisi nämä ominaisuudet, että pystyy laittamaan oppilaat yhteistyössä tekemään jotain Kahootia ja esimerkiksi koekertaukseen tai johonkin tekstin ymmärtämisjuttuihin, jonkun kaunokirjallisuuden käsittelyyn ja tämmöisiin, niin sehän olisi aivan mahtava juttu. Mutta en tiedä, minkä verran se nyt nykyään maksaa ja kuinka hankala tämä homma olisi sitten tehdä. Okei, no taitaa tässä olla kaikenlaista uutta, koska tässä on tämmöisiä pelillisiä toimintoja tuotu. No niin, täältä löytyikin suomalainen Pia Kahootin luota. Moi Pia.
Moikka, mahtavaa, että pääsit paikalle.
No hieno olla ja hieno löytää suomen kieltäkin täältä. Aika paljon suomalaisia on BETissä, eikö ole?
Ehdottomasti, ja eilen kun tultiin lentokoneella, taidettiin tulla samalla, niin eikö se ollut melkein suomalaisia täynnä?
Totta.
Mahtavaa, Suomi-opettajat maailmankartalle.
No Pia, sano Kahootista jotain tärkeää. Mitä suomalaisten opettajien kannattaisi just nyt tietää Kahootista?
No mä ajattelisin niin, että aika moni tietää Kahootin ilmaisversion, mutta hirveän harva tietää Kahootin eduversion. Eli jos halutaan siitä pedagoginen sisällöltään, niin silloin mietitään, että mihin ja miksi sitä ollaan käyttämässä. Ja mä itse ajattelen ehkä niin, että varsinkin koronan jälkeen monet opettajat havaitsi, että tarvitaan joku työkalu, mikä osallistaa ja mihin oppilaat pääsee mukaan. Meillä voi olla isojakin tiloja, missä ei se viimeisen ääni kuulu, niin Kahoot on ehkä semmoinen työkalu, jolla myös se ujoin pääsee osallistumaan. Eli kun siellä on vastavuorosta osallistumista, nimenomaan tässä Kahoot-edussa, että siellä on erilaisia työkaluja siihen, miten saadaan osallistettua ja innostettua oppilaita ilman, että se on humppajumppaa. Ehkä toinen näkökulma se, että Kahoot tosiaan tarjoaa tämä Kahoot Edu tosi paljon pedagogista sisältöä, jolloin voit tuoda sun omat jo valmiit PowerPointit, Keynotet Kahootin sisään ja niitä vähän tuunata sellaiseksi, että niihin on kiva osallistua. Ja ehkä viimeisempänä tekoälyn tuoma helppous. Eli ei lähdetä keksimään pyörää uudestaan, käytetään tekoälyä siihen, mihin se taipuu, mutta niin, että opettaja ikään kuin johdattelee sitä, mihin se tekoäly pitäisi mennä. Ehkä jotain tällaista.
Kuulostaa hyvältä. Musta tuntuu, että Suomessa tyyliin melkein kaikki opettajat ja melkein oppilaatkin tietää Kahootin. Sen tunnettuus on hyvä. Mitä kaikki tietää Kahootista sen, että siinä on niitä oikein väärin, tosi valhetta kysymyksiä ja sitten on niitä 4 vaihtoehtoa. Mitä muuta siinä on nykyään?
No Kahootissa on tässä Kahootin eduversiossa, tässä on tosi paljon erilaisia vaihtoehtoja. Siellä on, kysymykset on tavallaan jaettu 2 osaan, on pistekysymyksiä, nuo äsken mainitsemasi, mutta myös sitten esimerkiksi tämmöiset word cloudit ja tämmöiset skaalat, mihin voi liittää erilaisia ja järjestä vaihtoehtoja. Ne on erilaisia pistekysymyksiä, niitä on useampi. Sen lisäksi on myös tämmöisiä niin kuin osallistavia kysymyksiä, mistä ei ole edes tarkoituskaan antaa pisteitä. Eli siellä on esimerkiksi brainstorming-työkalu ja siellä on open-ended-työkalu, joiden tarkoitus on se, että jos meillä on vaikka luento, vaikka PowerPointti vedetty sinne Kahoottiin, niin käydään muutama slaidi, otetaan sen jälkeen osallistava kysymys, minkä tarkoitus ei ole olla mitenkään humppajumppa tai semmoinen, että nyt tulee pisteitä, vaan kuunnellaan sitä yleisöä ja siinä myös ehkä se luennoitsija tai opettaja voi reflektoida, että meneekö tämä minun sanoma kohteeseen ja voidaan heti ottaa reaaliajassa niitä ihmisten kysymyksiä.
Eli Kahoot sopii nykyään myös aikuisille, aikuisyhteisöön, työyhteisöön tai vaikka opettajan kokouksiin.
Ehdottomasti. Ja meillä on tosi paljon erilaisia työyhteisöjä, myös koulujen ulkopuolelta, jotka käyttää tänä päivänä Kahootia. Eli ensimmäinen ehkä ajatus on se, että se on hauska kisa ja visa, mutta sitten kun katsotaan vähän tarkemmin konepellin alle, niin kuin te pääsette kohta tekemään, niin huomataan, että se onkin aika pedagoginen työkalu. Ja siellä on Microsoftin ja Googlen kanssa yhteistyö, joten se liukuu aika kivasti myös niihin työkaluihin.
No, mitä nyt sitten joku pitäisi tehdä, jos joku opettaja haluaa ottaa Kahootin niin parempaan tehokäyttöön niin askeleen syvemmälle sille, niin mitä tulee tehdä?
No Suomessa on ehkä 2 tietä. Et meillä on tiimi, joka hoitaa tavallaan Eurooppaa ja minä kuulun siihen yhtenä suomalaisena. Eli mä olen ikään kuin Oslosta Norjan alta, mutta olen Suomen tietysti opettaja, yritän pitää pinnalla, niin joko yhteys minuun, eli piako@kahoot.com, tai toinen vaihtoehto, monelle tuttu Ilona IT Risto Korhonen, toimii myös jälleenmyyjänä, ehkä enemmän korkeakoulujen taholla, mutta myös sitten niin kuin peruskoulutasolla, että joko Pia tai Ilona IT on ehkä ne osoitteet sitten, mihin yhteyttä. Joo.
Okay. Onko opettajille koululle jonkinlaista kokeiludemoaikaa mahdollista tai onko siinä tämmöinen? Tiedät, että koulut on aina köyhiä ja opettajat vielä köyhiä.
Ehdottomasti. Ja sanotaan, että viime vuonna esimerkiksi ITK:n jälkeen niin Kahoot Edu tuli vasta monille tietoisuuteen. Ja on päivän selvää, että jos on vaikkapa 700 opettajaa vaikka kunnassa, ei ole välttämättä mahdollisuutta heti vaihtaa 1:1 Edu-versioon, niin me mielellämme annamme sellaisia niin kuin demoversioita, siinä taas yhteys meihin. Ja nyt teillä kävi hyvä säkä, koska täällä BETissä meillä on tällainen Golden Ticket, joka mahdollistaa teille nyt 90 päivän kokeilun, joten olkaa hyvä, saatte kokeilla 90 päivää Kahootia, Kahoot Edu Prota veloituksetta.
Aivan loistavaa. Viikin normaalikoulu kiittää.
Kiitos.
Kiitos Pia.
Sitten olisikin aika lähteä hotelliin. Ensimmäinen päivä on ohi. Porukkaa vielä riittää. Pikkasen on kyllä ehkä väljentynyt. Mikä on saldo ensimmäisestä päivästä? Vaikea sanoa. Kahoot oli kiinnostava ja sitähän se on aina ollut. Se on ehkä yleisin käytetty appi tai sovellus, mitä tiedän kenenkään opettajan käyttävän. Sille pohjalle voisi olla hyvä rakentaa lisää syvyyttä, lisää käytettävyyttä, käyttää sitä myös muissa tarkoituksissa kuin pelkissä tietovisoissa. Kaikki kunnia tietovisoille. Microsoftin AI Code-pilotti on hyvä ja se on erityisesti oppilaskäyttöön kova, koska siinä on kaikki GDPR, tietoturva ja muut hässäkät valmiina ja hoidettu kunnolla kuntoon. Kiitos kun katsoit tämän videon tai osia siitä. Tämä liittyy erityisopetuksen digitalisaatiohankkeeseen ja sen raportointiin. Tämä oli ensimmäinen YouTube-video mulle ja tälle hankkeelle koskaan. Tarkoitus on tehdä lisää videoita, jotka kertoo opetuksen digitalisoinnista, joka erityisopetuksen painotuksesta huolimatta varmaan myös sopii kaikenlaiseen opetukseen. joten seuraile kanavaa ja pysy kuulolla. Moi!